However, what we would actually do was take it in turns to have a nap under the tablecloth. Hey sailors, welcome back to Cruising as Crew. I hope you are doing well and lockdown is going okay and you're not losing your marbles. Today I am here to talk to you about Steiner, specifically what Steiner therapists do when you have no treatments booked in. But before we start, please press like and subscribe for more cruise ship content. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 sailors, which is super exciting. So please press the subscribe button and comment down below if you have anything specific that you would like me to make a video on. Or you can DM me on Instagram at Cruising as Crew. As for now, let's get into this video. So to be honest, I'm not entirely sure if I should be sharing this information, but you know me, I like to tell you how it is and not how everyone thinks it is, because I definitely had an idea of what it would be like to work for Steiner and my ideas were shattered when I got on board. So hopefully by watching these videos, when you start your job with Steiner, you will be more prepared and you will have a more realistic idea of how it's actually going to be when you get on board. And something that I didn't really think of before I got on board was, what am I going to do when I have no guests booked in? Because just like working in a spa or a salon at home, you are going to have downtime. There is going to be times where you're not absolutely fully booked. I honestly went in thinking, I'm going to be fully booked all the time. So when I was at the training and they were telling us, like, if you do this many treatments, this is how much you could earn, I was like, holy shit, I'm going to be making like $5,000. But obviously $5,000 would have been if I had sold thousands and thousands of pounds worth of stuff, which is doable. And it would have also been doable if I'd have been fully booked all the time that I was working. However, that isn't really how it pans out. So firstly, I'm going to tell you what you can realistically expect in the way of how many bookings you're going to get. At the start of the cruise, obviously you have embarkation day. So on a cruise ship, you have embarkation day, a sea day, and a port day. If you don't know what those days are, I'll link a video down below where I've gone into detail about what each day consists of. But anyway, embarkation day is basically when all the guests come on board and you're trying to get the guests in for as many treatments as you can. So that's when you are going to give your tours of the spa, you're going to give your little spiel about whatever treatment you do, whether that's facials, massage, hair, teeth whitening, whether you're fitness. That is your main day to create interest around the treatment that you offer. So embarkation day is honestly mainly standing around, handing out leaflets, talking to passengers, getting them excited about the spa and treatments. And then hopefully you will be able to book some treatments in for the evening of embarkation day when you set sail. On the ships that I've been on, the best therapists maybe had like 2 or 3 bookings on embarkation day of that evening. And then obviously once you've got them in for one treatment, you would try and get them to book in for another treatment, maybe on a sea day or a port day. On a sea day, on the first sea day, that is when you are going to be fully booked. If you are going to be fully booked, it's going to be on the sea day, because obviously the passengers are at sea. They have literally nothing else to do. The whole point of a sea day is for passengers to relax. And what better way to relax than in the spa? Most people, if they're gonna have a treatment, they are going to have it on the first sea day. For most departments, and especially the spa, the first sea day is your most important day to make as much revenue as you possibly can. Because obviously on the port days that are following, the passengers are going to be getting off and exploring the port. So yes, maybe they'll book in some treatments in the evening when the ship sets sail again, but you are not going to be fully booked in the port day. Maybe on the bigger ships, I've heard that they are fully booked, but when I was with Steiner, I went on mid-ranged ships, and the best therapist to the worst therapist, we were not fully booked on a port day. And on most ships, you will not be fully booked on a port day. Obviously, there is the occasional port day where you are, but it's not going to be every single port day. So that brings me on to, what do you do when you don't have treatments in? Because yes, you're still going to be working. So what are you going to be doing? Well, you're going to be trying to get treatments in. Most likely your manager is going to put you on promotion. You are going to go around the ship and promote the the spa. In the morning, the manager will usually send 1 or 2 spa girls to set up a table outside the buffet area. Obviously in the morning, that's where most of the passengers are going to go. They're going to go for breakfast, whether that's on a sea day or a port day. So you'll definitely have some promotion going on outside the buffet area. And this is normally a table set up, and then you have a load of leaflets telling you about the treatments that the spa offers. And then as people are coming in and out from getting their breakfast, you are going to try and strike up conversation and ideally get them to book in. Depending on the manager, they will give you targets for promotion. So maybe you're going to go on promotion for an hour. I expect you to come back and have 2 bookings, or have 2 consultations, or have 2 something. And then obviously your job is within that hour, you need to get 2 bookings. Obviously nothing drastic is going to happen to you if you don't get 2 bookings. You can't force people to have treatments, but there will be a little bit of pressure there to get treatments booked in. The type of promotion that you will be doing definitely depends on the day. So if it's midday, then the manager might get you to walk around the pool area, because obviously that's where the majority of people are going to be, lying around the pool, enjoying the sun, depending on the cruise. So you might be walking around the pool, trying to talk to people, or if it's dinner time, you might be stood outside the restaurants. It just depends. But if you don't have anyone in for treatments, then you will be trying to get treatments through promotion. Another thing that your manager might get you to do is pool massage. So sometimes you'll take equipment to the pool area, whether it's a chair or a bed, and you'll set up there. So if people want to just come and have like 15-minute massages, they can do. Sometimes this will be free. Sometimes you will charge, I don't know, maybe like $10 for a 15-minute pool massage or something like that, because it's better that you're making a little bit of money than no money. So obviously, depending on the cruise, if you're in Iceland, you are not going to be doing pool massages. However, if you're in the Caribbean, then this is definitely something that you might be doing. Every day of the cruise, the spa is going to have offers on treatments and products. The manager prints out these spa specials, and you will go around and deliver them cabin to cabin. And this can take quite a while depending on the size of the ship, how many cabins you're expected to drop the leaflets to. I'm not gonna lie, it is the most tedious job in the world. You're basically a postman on a cruise ship. But, you know, if you don't have any treatments in, then you might be doing cabin drops. So obviously it's better to have treatments in than having to do cabin drops. But I promise you, at some point during your 9-month contract working for Steiner, you will be doing cabin drops. Another thing that you might be doing if you don't have any treatments in is sales training. Obviously, we all know that Steiner is very sales driven. It's very important that you do sell. So a lot of the time, if I didn't have treatments in, then I would be doing sales training, whether that was with another therapist, whether it was with my manager, whoever, but I would be practicing my sales technique. Coming off from sales training, you could also practice your seminar if you have to give one. So I was einothermy on board, which meant that I had to give an einothermy seminar, just like fitness have to do seminars. And depending on the person, massage therapists and facialists can do seminars, but they're not required to. That would just depend on your manager. So if you are like me and you have to give a seminar, if I didn't have anyone booked in for treatments, then I would practice my seminars. And you know what, it was actually really good. On my first ship, me and the fitness worked really well together, and he was great because he'd been with Steiner for a long time. He knew exactly what they wanted. So I would practice my seminar in front of him and a few other therapists, and then they would say, this was good, this was bad. If you go on board and you have some free time, show some initiative and just ask some of your colleagues to listen to your seminar, because they will hopefully give you some honest feedback which you can then use and improve yourself. Obviously, it's very important that the spa is kept nice and clean. No one wants to have a spa treatment in a dirty treatment room. So your treatment room always has to be immaculate, sterilized, ready to go at all times, unless you're in the middle of a treatment. But also there's stock cupboards, there's reception cupboards, there's paper cupboards. So if you don't have anyone in, then your manager might ask you to reorganize the product cupboard, reorganize the paper cupboard, do a bit of dusting, go and fetch new towels from the laundry room. So technically there is always going to be something to do when you don't have people booked in for treatments. However, what a lot of therapists will do is something called waft. Wafting. But yes, wafting. It's an acronym for waste of time. So let me tell you what wafting consists of. And this is the bit that I'm not sure that I'm supposed to say, but I'm just gonna say it. Your manager sends you on promotion for an hour. You're supposed to be handing out leaflets, talking to passengers about coming to the spa, having treatments, but actually you just go and get a coffee from Starbucks and have a little sit in the sun. It depends on the size of the cruise ship, but some of these cruise ships are huge. So the chance of your spa manager finding you sat on a deck chair in the sun drinking your iced coffee is pretty slim. Obviously, working for Steiner, you are going to be working incredibly long hours, and if you're anything like me, you're going to be partying at night as well. So I was knackered all the time because I'd work like a 12-hour day, and then I would go out to the crew bar in the evening and do a long day again. So I was running on zero. I was so tired all the time. So any chance I had to get a nap, I would. Sometimes, you know, my manager would send me out on promotion, but I would actually kind of just go into my treatment room and have a nap. Or even better, I'd just go back to my cabin and have a nap. Speaking of napping, there was oh god, on one of the ships I was on, I am not going to say which ship it was, but the manager liked to send us to the buffet to promote. She didn't really care what time of day it was, whether it was morning, noon or evening. She would send us to this one spot to promote, which wasn't a good idea, but whatever, I wasn't the manager. So we would have this really big table, we would have a tablecloth over it which would hang down right to the very bottom, and we'd set leaflets on. And then we'd ideally both stand there and, you know, chat to customers and get them interested in the spa. However, what we would actually do was take it in turns to have a nap under the tablecloth. I'm not saying this is good. It's not good. It's appalling. It's absolutely appalling. It's quite awkward though when the manager comes round and sees that there's only one person there, and obviously then the therapist says, oh, she's just nipped to the toilet. So then what you hope is going to happen is that the manager is going to go away, which will give you a chance to crawl out from under the table and stand in position, so when she comes back she can see you there. However, it's really awkward when she doesn't leave and waits for you to come back from the toilet and you're actually asleep under the tablecloth. I once fell asleep in the towel cupboard, so my manager sent me down to the laundry room to get the brand new towels that you use for like the client's treatments. So I went to the laundry and got this big trolley of warm, freshly laundered towels. So I was, you know, putting the towels back in the towel cupboard, and it was all warm and it smelled really nice, and I just drifted off in a nice towel cloud. Luckily, my friend found me, not my manager, and she woke me up in time so that I didn't actually get crucified. But yeah, that probably wasn't the smartest thing I could have done, fall asleep in the towel cupboard. It's very comfortable, but wouldn't recommend it. I've had some managers where they never leave the spa, they work harder than anyone there, and then I have some managers who are never in the spa. It's not the best because, trust me, you don't make any money. Like, I've done a video where I've gone through my managers, and one of them, she was really relaxed, and when she first came on I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, like she doesn't care, this is fantastic. But it wasn't great because we didn't make any money because she didn't care. However, because she didn't care, everyone was just wasting time wafting. And of course, on a port day there's literally hardly anyone on board. So in the salon, some of the girls would be doing their nails, or some of the girls would just do massages on each other. Now, if you have a really nice manager, the manager will just say, look, realistically, you haven't got anyone in, you're not going to get anyone in until later, so just, you know, you can do treatments on each other. However, that's not usually the case. Usually you kind of sneak it, which is actually pointless because you're having this massage and you're constantly on edge that your manager's going to walk in and be like, what the hell are you doing? So you're actually more tense having the massage because you know that you're not supposed to be having a massage, you're actually supposed to be working. And you know, you obviously make friends in the spa, so you can ask your friend to cover for you if you want to go and have a wander around the ship, maybe have a little sunbathe, and then you just get your friend to text you when you need to come back. So yes, you will work very hard working for Steiner, there is no denying that. They are long hours, But there is downtime. You will get downtime, whatever ship you're on. Obviously, the bigger the ship, the newer the ship, the younger the people are on board, the busier you are going to be with treatments. And that is definitely the best case scenario, because obviously then you're going to earn the most money. However, if you're on the smaller ships, maybe older clientele, then you are going to have a lot of downtime. And also, it completely depends on the itinerary. When I was on a ship in Alaska, we were fully booked the majority of the time. Yes, we still had like downtime on port days, but it was like an hour here or there that we had, but we had treatments booked in. But on another ship, we were going around Southeast Asia. Now, obviously, you can get off in Thailand and you can get a massage for about £10. So why are you going to go to the spa on a cruise ship and pay £100 for the same thing? So when the ship was in Asia, it was really hard to make money. And I did an interview with Blade, who's a personal trainer on board, and he was saying he was the first personal trainer to do a whole contract in Asia and not quit. And the reason is because it's really hard in Asia, because obviously the passengers can get off and get exactly the same thing that you're offering for a quarter of the price. So if you get a ship in Asia, I'm really sorry, but it is going to be harder for you. Being fully booked can definitely depend on where in the world the cruise ship is. But the last thing I want to mention, but probably the most important thing, is when it comes to wafting, you absolutely cannot do this when you first get on board a ship, whether it's your first, second or third contract. Just the same as any job, you can't be slacking off in the first month. You have to make a good impression. You know, when you first get on board and you have downtime, you have to show initiative. You have to say, I'm going to practice my seminar with this spare hour I have. I'm going to go on promotion and not sleep under the table. I'm going to go and get the towels and not sleep in the towel cupboard. I'm going to do sales training. I'm going to improve this skill. The first month you have to work extra hard because you have to learn everything, but you also have to not take advantage of the downtime. You really have to kind of show your manager that you are a hard worker. And the reason is, first impressions do matter. So if you are wafting as soon as you get on board, it doesn't matter what you do after that. It doesn't matter if you waft for the first month and then you are the hardest working therapist for the rest of the 8 months. Your manager is going to remember that first month. So if you work your arse off for the first month and then you maybe slack off a little bit in the second month, your manager isn't going to be on your ass because she's like, no, Lucy wouldn't do that. She's a really hard worker. See? There is a tactic here. You can't go on a ship and just start slacking off. You have to work incredibly hard for the first 2 to 3 months and then slack off if you're going to. But there's a lot of you out there who are amazing and you're not going to slack off and you are going to work as hard as you can. Good for you, because I'm sure there's some of you that have some pretty horrendous stories of what you've done in the downtime in the spa. I've grown up a lot since then. I am a really hard worker, and I'm also not saying that I did this all the time, but I really hope you have enjoyed this video on wafting and having downtime in the spa. If you have, then please let me know in the comments. Also, if you want me to do more videos like this, talking about some like stories or experiences I've had working for Steiner or in the spa on a cruise ship, just let me know what you want to see in the comments, or you can DM me on Instagram at cruising as crew. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.